Minimum braking.
Braking. Yeah.
Yep. So.
Do I hold short at the hold short line then?
Yeah, you'll hold short of the hold short line and then make your radio call. You can use the brakes to like just pull the power to idle. All right, let it slow down by itself. That way you don't have to use a lot of braking. Now when we're in the grass, it's gonna just sort of, remember how when we were in the grass, it sort of just comes to a stop more or less by itself?
Yeah, it was difficult to move.
Yeah, it's difficult for the airplane to move, so when you pull the power in the grass, it's gonna settle. That's why we need to have this back too. All right, so soft field is what I meant to say. All right, we're gonna do soft field with an obstacle. We said about halfway down the runway, if I believe so. So establish a pitch attitude for VX or VY, plus 10, minus 10, okay? So once you establish, we're gonna do VX climb, okay?
Okay.
It's gotta be at most 72 knots, at minimum, what's 62 minus 5? 57, yeah. So you can pitch back normally, but once you establish that pitch, you got to stay this 62, okay? Plus 10, minus 5. All right? And that means, like, that doesn't mean, like, oh, hey, I can't start pulling back on the yoke until I hit 62 knots. That means at 55 or whatever, pitch for 62, okay?
All right,
You're
give
good.
it a shot.
You're good, man.
All right. Oh, that's a lot to solve. Higher City traffic, Skyhawk 21665 Lima. I'll be taking off on runway 25. I'll be departing to the south, Iowa City.
Alright, click the button again.
Iowa City traffic, Skyhawk 215. Correction, Iowa City traffic, Skyhawk 2165 Lima. Departing on runway 25 to the south, Iowa City.
Yeah, so I don't think that it clicked the first time. You hear how you sounded different that time?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you look on here, you see how the button flashes like that?
Yeah.
Alright, when you're talking, it sort of flickers like that. Alright, so
okay.
You gotta make sure that you actually make the radio calls.
Yeah.
And you can tell because you sound a lot different over the radio when you're talking versus when we're just sort of talking to each other in the cockpit, right?
Hey, I should put the flaps to 10.
Sorry, yeah, flaps to 10.
And cross and correction a bit, right?
Yep. As little braking as possible. Alright. So now full power. Slowly, there you go. Smoothly. Alright, and we are clear of our obstacle.
Okay, now I'm gonna pitch for 65.
65?
Sorry, 74.
Alright, cool.
And then I'm gonna positive rate of climb. There you go, now it should go.
That was good. So remember, if we have an obstacle, you want to get as much runway as possible. Alright? And then don't just sort of like stay on the runway heading and sort of slowly roll like that. Alright? You want to make a decision. You want to say, okay, hey, my heading's proper. We're lined up with the runway. I don't see anybody. Let's go. I want you to climb out at 74 knots. And then we'll do a southbound departure.
Oh. I did not stay in the line with the...
Yeah, we're not quite lined up with the runway. That's another thing. Remember I told you before, like pick something out in the distance and fly towards it? That's a good way to tell if you're in the same spot or not.
I mean, I am crabbing.
look at your heading for a second.
Alright. I'm gonna go to the south.
Okay. So just out of curiosity, why did you wait until 2,200 feet to start your turn to the south?
Yeah, I was just trying to get myself level to the runway.
Okay, so do you see how we were to the right of the runway?
Yeah.
What was the heading we were on? We were like 270, right?
Yeah.
So there's no way if you've got a heading that's towards the right of the runway, and we're already to the right, there's no way that you're going to get to the left of it. You'd have to go to the left of 240. Or sorry, 25.
Because of the crossing?
Well, yeah, so the runway's here, right? We were to the right of it?
Yeah.
You were going right. You were on a heading of 270 instead of 250.
I cannot make that kind of mistakes.
It's really important if you've got like an airport with multiple, like, 25 left, 25 right, for example. You see those a lot more at towered airports.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna fix my heading indicator.
What do you mean you're gonna fix it?
I don't think it's alright.
Oh, now it's a 2-1. Look at that.
But the road's pointing south, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, you see how it's swinging a lot like that?
1 minute from jumpers, the secret traffic 1 minute from jumpers.
Keep in mind, just because the roads point south doesn't mean that they're perfectly south, correct? So if you're gonna fix your heading indicator with what your compass says.
So traffic carrier 4191 Whiskey, left crosswind, we'll be departing the area to the east, fella.
I usually wait until I'm straight and level, because remember how, look at this. Look at the compass. You see that?
Yeah.
See how it's swinging like that? We barely moved at all. If we look at our heading indicator, any little movements like that. We'll stay at 3.5.
Descend to the west, 0 stop, left downwind, runway 16, fella.
Okay,
Yeah.
3,500.
Is that a cloud? Or is it just hazy?
I think it's just hazy. Because you can see the clouds up here, that's why we leveled off. If we realize we're getting into a cloud or something like that, just do a steep turn, okay? And we'll turn around. I'm keeping an eye on it, outside, obviously. Yeah, let's turn around. I can't tell.
Turn around.
Yeah, let's turn around. I can't really tell with this. I think it's just haze, but there's just so much cloud.
Yeah, usually down south you get a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe we can just go a little bit more west. It looks a little bit better over there.
Yeah.
Alright. So what I want you to do, we're going to start off, maintain 3,500 feet. Start off with a steep turn, okay?
Alright, steep turn.
Yep. So do everything you need to do, get me all set up, okay?
Alright, I'm gonna pick that road right there.
Sounds good. And we'll make, I I want you to make radio calls, okay? Because Jan's probably going to want you to do that on your check ride.
Actually, I mean, alright, hang on for 1 second.
Okay.
I don't want to go there because this road seems clear, but I don't want to make my, I gotta make clearing sensors. Right? Oh yeah, city traffic, Skyhawk 2165 Lima. I'm maneuvering about 4 miles south of the airport, southwest of the airport. I'll be practicing some steep turns and stalls in that area. Iowa City.
You gotta let them know what altitude also.
Stop traffic, 979, Kilo. And now 3 to the left, over the top, left downwind 1, go.
I'm tracking. Iowa City traffic, Skyhawk 2165 Lima. I'm about 5 miles southwest of the airport. I'll be practicing some steep turns and stalls at about 3,500 feet. Iowa City.
Alright.
West traffic, North American
So we made our radio call.
to the southwest.
What do we do after radio calls?
Pattern for 14.
What do we do after radio calls?
Clearing turns.
Okay.
I'm just gonna make this side, is that okay?
Okay. I always say, you're gonna be doing the steep turn to the left, correct?
Okay, you want me to do the left? I thought I have to do both.
Well, the first one should always be to the left because it's on your side, okay?
Okay, so if I'm doing left, I'm just gonna clear left,
yeah,
right?
just clear the left side, okay?
Okay.
So, clearing turn to the left, then back to the right, and then do your clearing turn.
South traffic, 794 Kilo, left downwind 16 stall.
Now, steep turns, like you do one to the left, and then one immediately to the right, you know?
Alright. I don't see any planes around. I'm gonna maintain at, let's go up back to 3,500.
Okay.
I'm gonna maintain this altitude, and I'll use this, but I'll also use a usual checkpoint.
Cabrio 18, North American 3 Tango X-ray,
Sounds good. So for steep turns, clear the area, establish the manufacturer's recommended speed, or if one is not available, an airspeed not to exceed VA. Roll into a coordinated 360-degree turn, 45 degrees of bank. The important one is maintain your entry altitude plus or minus 100 feet.
Okay.
Airspeed plus or minus 10 knots, bank plus or minus 5, and then whatever heading we start at, we need to roll out. So like we're at like 270 right now,
yeah.
280. We need to roll out within 10 degrees of this heading, okay?
Okay.
I do steep turns about 100 knots, okay?
Okay.
So just make sure, like before the steep turn, just be like, okay, I'm gonna do it at 100. That way she knows.
Okay. I'm gonna do it at 95.
95?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one I'm saying.
3 Tango X-ray base turning final 14.
And about 3,500 feet, I'm gonna remain at this heading. It's about 280. See that house right there? Right there. I'm gonna start my steep turn right now. So hard to see that horizon.
Traffic approach 98 X-ray, final for 16.
I'm losing so much altitude. completed my steep then.
Well, we got to do one to the right. Do it to the right immediately.
Oh, do it to the right. Are you sure?
We got to do one to the left and then one to the right. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Basically, just roll wings level, and then you go clear the right wing, turn right.
Rolled out a little bit too soon.
Okay. So remember, when you roll past 30 degrees,
Yeah.
bring in the power by an extra 100 RPM, okay?
Bring in the power by extra 100.
Yeah, so like if you're, right now we're at 21, when you roll past 30, you should bring it to 22, okay? Technically, we were outside at one point because you were at like 100, I want to say 108 knots, maybe 110, so you're 5 knots too fast.
So you say reduce the power when we do the turn, right?
No, increase the power
Increase
when
the
we
power
do the
and
turn.
do the turn.
Yeah,
But-
you bring.
Okay.
We
good.
got fast because you lowered the nose. You let the nose come down. We dropped about 100 feet. That's how we got fast. So other than that, everything else, it's a little over the place, but it was still within ACS. It was just the airspeed from what I saw. I don't think when I looked at the bank, I think you were within the bank and everything.
Okay. Can you demo one?
Can I demo a steep turn? Yeah, sure. All right. One second.
How you do it.
Okay, my flight controls. So I'm just gonna do. I made my. You made your clearing turns and everything else.
Yeah.
So let's see. So I'm gonna start the turn. Clear left.
Unicom,
Turning.
So what airspeed do you want to
Oh,
do?
yeah,
we're
sorry.
about 15 minutes out.
So I'm gonna do it at
We should
100.
have some transportation there waiting for our passengers.
Let's see if I can get there first. I guess I'll just do it at 90.
Alexander Unicom, can you
All right,
confirm
so clear
there's
left.
transportation
What
waiting
altitude?
for our passengers?
36, whatever my altitude is right now, 3,600. So I'm gonna start the turn. So clear left turning. I'm looking for about 90 knots, okay? I know I'm climbing already, so I'm gonna lower the nose just a little bit. All right, looking for 45 knots.
Okay, thank you much.
45 degrees.
we'll take
45
later.
degrees.
See you in
Right about here.
10 to 15
All
minutes.
right. Little bit. Oh, we're going in a cloud. I got it. My flight controls.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back down to 3.5.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
Yeah, it's a little tough to see. I'll just do it at 3.4.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah, I'll do it to the north. 3,400 to the north. All right. I will make it 33. Right about here.
I don't know about you, but that area that looks clear, you know?
Yeah, we'll start heading over there in just a second. So 3,300, 100 knots. I'm at my current altitude, northern heading, okay? So I'm looking outside. I'm going to clear to the left. I'm going to start my turn. All right? I passed 30. I add about 100 RPM in, and I'm going to adjust I know I'm climbing right now, so I'm going to adjust the nose down just a little bit. I'm not even looking inside at the moment. I know that I've climbed, so I'm going to lower the nose a little bit. Keep an eye on my airspeed. You can kind of hear, if you listen with your ears, that we're getting fast, so I'm going to start pulling a little bit of power, lower the nose a little bit more. Yeah, I'm not doing great on this. I'm going to retry that. Hold on. Can you tell it's been a while since I've done them? Alright, 100 knots. 210, south heading, 3,300, clear left turning. Alright, 30, 45, About 100 RPM, lower the nose just a little bit. Now the problem is, if you're just looking inside the entire time, remember all this stuff is like past information, right?
Yeah.
If you're just looking inside the entire time, you're only going to know what has happened. So if I'm looking outside, I can tell like, hey, see, I'm pulling back on the yoke, it's moving left, so I'm climbing, I lower the nose. So we're just about back at our heading. Yeah, that one was a lot better.
Yeah.
So we're just about even, so I'm going to start rolling out now. I'm pulling the power just a little bit. I ended up climbing a little bit at the end there, but that's roughly the only mistake. I was more or less on my airspeed. I climbed about 75 feet at the end there, and now I'm back on a south heading. Does that sort of...
Yeah, makes sense.
So the big thing, if you look outside, I'll go back into it, but do you see how, like, the horizon's cutting probably through, right about here, is it cutting through, let's say, the magnetic compass or right around there? If you look straight forward, would you say it's cutting, like the horizon, is it cutting through the magnetic compass right now? Would you say?
Depending on where you are, but yeah. I'm assuming.
Okay, yeah, just keep your head there. So 45 degrees is going to look like just about this, okay? So now you can tell, you see how it's starting to move to the left?
Yeah.
We're climbing. Now we're starting to descend. The goal is to try to keep the horizon. Hey, you got to move your hand. I can't see the... So the goal is to try to keep the horizon cutting through roughly the same point at the same angle. So you see how now it's sort of like leveling out? I know that I've decreased my pitch. All right? Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Yeah. So you see, even me, it took me like 3 tries to get it right, because it's been a while since I've done one. Where are we, by the way? Southwest. Okay, facing. Let's go back towards the. Well, where did you say it was? To the west that was looking good?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, we'll head back there. What time is it?
About
we got more than enough time still.
Yeah, that's time.
Okay, your flight controls.
Flight controls. Let's head towards there.
Sounds good. All right, so yeah, that was really the only thing that I noticed when I was watching yours, is we got a little bit fast at one point. But other than that, everything else was technically in ACS. Today is just the day where we're like doing everything. Okay.
Okay.
We've done that. Let's do stalls next. We'll do power off stalls, power on stalls. We'll do we'll do slow flight clean, slow flight dirty. Well, what I'll have you do is we're gonna do slow flight clean into a power on stall, okay?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like, we're gonna do slow flight, and then instead of recovering at the end of the slow flight, I'm just gonna have you do a power on stall. So get me set up for slow flight clean, alright? Every time you do a maneuver, I want you to clear the area in between it, okay?
Yeah.
Make a radio call, clear the area.
City traffic, Skyhawk 2165 Lima. I'm about 6 miles southwest of the airport. I plan to do some stalls at about 3,500 feet, Iowa City. Practice some stalls correction, Iowa City.
Alright, cool. So select an entry altitude there, Will.
Alright, I'm do some clearing things.
Okay, so we're above 1,500 feet AGL. So plus or minus 100 feet. Plus or minus 10 degrees for specified heading. Airspeed is plus 10, minus 0. And then the angle of bank is plus or minus 10. Alright?
Oh, you see the sun, that's good.
Yeah.
After that we can turn if you want and go over there. Alright,
Okay.
to the left.
Yeah, you gotta do the clearance to the right.
Final 3-1, active.
seat back a touch.
Alright, what do you think of, I know it's an odd altitude, but what do you think of 3,300 feet?
That's perfectly fine.
Because I feel like, you know, I can see a cloud.
Yeah, it feels like it's gotten a little lower.
Alright, are you ready? what stall do you want me to do first?
Let's start with slow flight. So show me slow flight clean.
Alright, slow flight clean without flaps.
Yep.
So I'll lower the power to 1500.
We want to maintain our speed at roughly 2 knots above the stall warning horn coming on, okay? So if the horn comes on, let's say at 50 knots, we're going to maintain 52. We're already outside the ACS. We've climbed up 100 feet. So just all you need to do is as you're slowing down, maintain your altitude, okay? Power back to about 1500, okay?
Okay, let me try again.
Yep, that's fine. So keep it at 1500 and then slowly add back pressure. So the horn, you sort of jerked it back there. That's possibly why. So slowly add back pressure, right? Keep looking outside. Don't just focus inside. Slowly add back pressure. So the horn comes on right about 60. It sounds like, right? You hear the horn?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's stay at 62 knots. So 62 knots, maintain 3,300 for now, okay? Alright, now what I want you to do, so we turned a bit, right? Look outside, you see how we're not perfectly parallel with the roads now?
Yeah.
Let's get back to that. Remember, in slow flights you need to make very, very shallow and deliberate turns. Why are you turning right?
I think I'm going to make parallel to that road.
Yeah, parallel. We were on a heading of 270 and you're turning right.
Yeah,
so let's get back to where we were is what I'm saying. So right about here, this is where our original heading was, right? Before you start these...
I think I know why. You see this thing here?
What thing?
The compass deviation.
Oh, what? Okay. Don't worry about what the compass says. Look outside. That's what we're focused on.
Okay.
Alright. I don't care what the compass says. I care about what we see outside. Because right now we're moving to the right again.
I see the road pretty parallel though.
Well, you see how I had that perfectly bugged and now we're about 10 degrees off? An easy sort of trick.
Yeah.
Where, do you have a road like right underneath? You see like the pedal, the black thing that you can step on?
Yeah.
Do you have a road like right under that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can, if you keep a road there, it's really easy to tell which way you're turning and whatnot. All right.
Yeah.
So now we're doing a good job. Let's descend down to 3,000 feet. Okay. I want you to descend to 3,000 feet and give me a left turn to correction. Left turn to heading 180. 3,000, left 180.
1,800, we'll be entering a left downwind 16.
Still within the slow flight configuration?
Yes. I want you to maintain the slow flight configuration. So 62 knots.
Taking a long time to go down.
Okay. Got a turn too, right?
180, right?
Correct. I want you to do both of them at the same time.
At the same time?
Yeah, don't, that's why I told you.
I thought I can do one thing, but yeah.
Nope, I want you to do both at the same time. That's why I said maintain 3000 and turn to 180. Outside, not inside.
Okay.
Should be spending about 80% of the time outside.
Yep, yep.
Remember, I'm only giving you like turn to 180, turn to 270. So you see this road in front of us here?
Yep.
So we know we're more or less on our heading now. Then we just take a peek inside every now and again to see if we're at the right altitude or not.
Yep, makes sense.
Okay? And I'm actually we're at 3,000 feet. So give me a turn back to the right because I don't want the sun in my face. Oh.
It's alright.
Uh-huh. So when we're in slow flight, how do we control our altitude?
OCL traffic 750 Sierra Mike, 5 miles north, 2500. Descending, be landing runway 18 straight in. OCL.
What about airspeed?
Pitch.
Okay. So we got to about 58 knots there. So what you can do, it's +10 -0. My recommendation
Papa, 3 miles northeast
on the Checkride,
runway 16.
Yeah.
my recommendation on the Checkride would be to hold like 65 knots. That way you have like -3 +7. Here, I want you to maintain 62 though. That way you get a feel for it.
Traffic Church 419
Alright.
Whiskey, entering the left downwind 16.
So look at outside, you see how like roads over there, we're sort of facing towards it. If we look here, we're about 10 degrees off of our heading again. So right about here, we're a little to the left now, but this is just about parallel. Alright. So now what I want you to do is recover.
Recover?
Yep, just recover. So all you need to do is full power level the nose. Alright, you don't want to lose altitude when you're in slow flight. Just maintain whatever altitude she gives you. Full power level the nose. Okay? Make sense?
Full power.
Alright, let's do power on stall.
Do you think I should turn back to the airport?
No, you're good for now. Don't worry, I'm keeping an eye on it.
Okay. Power on stall.
Yep, power on stall.
That's a takeoff stall.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna first reduce. Should I do a clearing turn again? And announce
on the Checkride, do it. Don't worry about it right now.
Okay. I'm just gonna pretend 2165 Lima, performing some stalls at about 10 miles to the west of the airport. I'll be doing some stalls at about 3,000 feet.
Sounds good.
But now I'm gonna take off, so, you know, I'm first gonna, magic number is 15.
So traffic Church 419 Whiskey, left base 16.
Power on stall at 3,000 feet. Plus or minus 10 degrees for your heading.
You'll remain at west.
And your angle bank should not exceed 20 degrees. Look at your altitude, we've dropped 200 feet.
Yep, I saw that. Should I go back up and try again?
Yep.
Let me climb again.
You need to maintain your altitude until you hit 55, okay?
Okay. Let me climb again.
So traffic Church 419 Whiskey, left final 16.
Right now I'm about 3,000 feet. So I'm gonna lower the power.
look at your heading. You need to be looking outside, because you see how we got about 15 degrees off? Just use as you're flying, just take a peek with your eyes. You can look at like my flight controls for a second.
Yeah, flight control.
All right. So take a peek at the road right now. Are we parallel with the road? I want you to just sort of use the corner. You see like in between, like here. You see the road right here? Okay. Watch what happens. You see the road moving?
Yeah.
Is it parallel with this? Like let's say this line right here or something?
No.
No, exactly. So you gotta, as you're flying along, use what you can. Use your peripheral visions. Use usually here, in this like area right down here, you're able to see the road. All right, so let's get back up to 3,000.
Waverly traffic, aircraft 034.
I'm gonna make a clearing turn 2 to the left.
Waverly.
That way we're flying east. Yeah, it's hard to see, jeez.
I think that way was better, right?
Yeah, the other way was better. I don't want to get too far though.
Yours is broken.
Yeah, I don't have one. Great. Okay. Oh, we can do this a little bit lower. That way you've got hopefully a little bit more visibility. We're gonna, your flight controls?
Enter
Go down to 25.
runway 11, Waverly.
You want me to go down to
Traffic
for
here,
power on stall?
Yeah, 25.
Wind 16, tell us staying in the pattern.
For power on stall.
Yep. Remember, you just have to be able to, for the stalls, you gotta recover above 1500 AGL. So 2.5 is fine, because the ground is about 700 around here.
Alright. So just perform it here then?
Maintain 2,500. Don't worry about the clearing turns, I just made one.
Okay.
So 2,500. Alright, and you gotta maintain 25 until you hit your 55 rotation speed, okay?
Okay, 2,500. And now I'm gonna look outside more.
Yep. Be looking outside the entire time. Maintain your east heading.
In my east heading.
Yep, don't worry about the heading indicator, okay? Look outside, look at the roads. There you go, we're starting to get slower, so you're gonna add more and more back pressure to slow us down. Keep going. 55, full power. And you're gonna take it to the full stall. A little bit lower, my friend.
Oh, what is that, sir?
Yeah, that was a little too high.
But I didn't stall the plane.
Well, you had too much back pressure. Our nose was way too high up. Okay, your flight controls?
I have flight control.